Welcome to my channel. Subscribe, like, and share. Thanks. Something big is happening in the Philippines. The American military is back after more than 30 years. This isn't just a brief visit, it's a major strategic return to a critical global crossroads. U.S. forces are re-establishing operations in places like Subic Bay, once the largest American naval base overseas. The quiet docks now echo with renewed military activity, sending a clear message across the Pacific, especially to Beijing. The world has changed. China's influence has surged, and its actions in the South China Sea have alarmed its neighbors. The Philippines faces mounting pressure from a powerful neighbor, and the U.S. return is a calculated move to counter instability and reassert presence. The U.S. and the Philippines share a complex 70-year alliance marked by both cooperation and conflict. The closure of American bases in the 1990s was a proud moment for Filipino sovereignty, but today's threats demand new partnerships. This renewed alliance is about adapting to new dangers, not reliving the past. For the world, this is more than a local story, it's a pivotal chapter in the 21st century power struggle. The return of U.S. forces is a visible sign of America's pivot to Asia, investing in regional security and reaffirming commitments. What happens in these bays and airfields could shape the future of peace and power in the Indo-Pacific. The stakes are higher than ever, and the world is watching. Old friends are finding new ways to stand together. The quiet days in the Philippines are over. A new era has begun. The American return is now unmistakable. Warships and aircraft carriers glide into Subic Bay, and the skies roar with U.S. military jets. F-22 Raptors and P-8 Poseidons patrol with the Philippine Air Force, watching over contested waters. This is no drill. It's the most significant U.S. military presence here in a generation. On the ground, engineers and logistics teams work with Filipinos to upgrade long-dormant facilities. Runways are extended, fuel depots modernized, and new barracks built for rotating American troops. These aren't permanent bases, but shared sites under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, giving the U.S. rapid crisis response capability. The shift is fundamental, from brief joint exercises to a persistent distributed presence. Specialists in logistics, engineering, and intelligence are here to train, preposition equipment, and keep these sites ready. The goal, credible deterrence. Any aggressor knows the cost of hostile action will be high. The reactivation extends beyond Subic Bay. Air bases in Palawan and Cagayan are also being upgraded. This network gives the U.S. a resilient, distributed posture, less vulnerable to attack. It's a modern approach, designed for today's complex security challenges. The message is clear. The U.S. is here and ready. The Philippines is now a key node in America's Indo-Pacific strategy. The region's security landscape is being transformed before our eyes. The world is watching this strategic shift unfold. For 30 years, Subic Bay thrived as a free port, its naval past replaced by commerce and tourism. Shipyards built commercial vessels, barracks became hotels, and tourists enjoyed peaceful beaches. But now, Subic's calm is giving way to a new energy as American military activity returns. Local businesses adapt, serving U.S. personnel. Hotels and restaurants fill up, echoing a bygone era. Shipyards once again service military vessels, and the port's dual-use nature becomes clear. The economic boost is real. Jobs, investment, and contracts flow in, recalling the prosperity of the old base days. Yet, there's a delicate balance. Economic opportunity comes with social impact. Commercial zones are repurposed for military use, fences rise, and security tightens. On any day, a cruise ship might dock beside a U.S. warship, Subic's new reality. The transformation is visible everywhere, as the port reawakens its military identity. Residents hope for prosperity without the problems of the past. Subic is now on the front line of a new geopolitical contest. The quiet port is gone. It's a strategic outpost once more. The stakes are higher, and the world's attention is fixed here. Subic Bay stands at the crossroads of commerce and conflict. Its future will be shaped by the choices made today. The port's story is being rewritten again. The U.S. military's return has ignited debate across the Philippines. Many welcome it. Officials, military leaders, and citizens who feel threatened by China's assertiveness in the South China Sea. For them, the U.S. is a shield, a powerful ally against a giant neighbor, but others are deeply concerned, fearing the Philippines could become a pawn in a U.S.-China conflict. Critics warn that hosting American forces risks making the country a target and reviving old social problems. In communities near reactivated bases, opinions are split. Some see economic opportunity, others worry about crime and cultural change. This division reflects the Philippines' complex history of colonization and its struggle for true sovereignty. The desire for independence runs deep, but so does the need for security. The nation is torn between nationalism and strategic necessity. Filipinos are navigating a difficult path, seeking security without sacrificing sovereignty. The debate is passionate, and the outcome will shape the country's future. The voices of ordinary people are at the heart of this story. The Philippines stands at a crossroads, its choices watched by the world. The South China Sea is at the heart of the U.S. return. China claims almost the entire waterway, overlapping with its neighbors' exclusive economic zones. Beijing has built artificial islands with military facilities, changing the region's balance. Filipino fishermen face harassment, and the Philippine Navy has had tense encounters with Chinese vessels. In 2016, an international tribunal ruled in favor of the Philippines, but China ignored the decision. The Philippines has law on its side, but not the military power to enforce it. This vulnerability is why Manila turned to its oldest ally, the United States. The reactivated bases are a direct response to a more dangerous, unstable environment. For the Philippines, inviting the U.S. military back is about survival. Facing an existential threat in the South China Sea, Manila needs a strong partner to counter Beijing's coercion. The U.S. presence provides credible deterrence and helps modernize the Philippine military. Joint exercises and American support build Filipino capabilities and interoperability. For the U.S., the Philippines' location is a strategic asset, close to vital sea lanes and potential flashpoints like Taiwan. Access to bases here means faster response and greater regional influence. The alliance reassures other U.S. partners and strengthens a network of resistance to Chinese dominance. This partnership is about more than defense, it's about upholding a rules-based order. Together, the U.S. and the Philippines send a message: Asia's future will be shaped by cooperation, not coercion. Both nations need each other now more than ever. The U.S. return to the Philippines is reshaping Asia's balance of power. China's military buildup has challenged U.S. dominance in the region. New U.S. sites in the Philippines disrupt Beijing's calculations, especially in a Taiwan crisis. Bases in northern Philippines put U.S. forces within striking distance of key flashpoints. This distributed posture makes U.S. deterrence more credible and resilient. Diplomatically, the move revitalizes America's alliance network, encouraging Southeast Asian nations to resist Chinese pressure. But the risks are real. China condemns the move, and increased military presence raises the chance of dangerous encounters. The Philippines is now on the front line, with high stakes for peace and security. The goal is to deter conflict, but the region is more militarized and tense than ever. The choices made here will echo across Asia. The world is watching as the balance shifts. The future of the Indo-Pacific hangs in the balance. The return of U.S. forces to the Philippines marks a new era in the Indo-Pacific. This isn't a repeat of the Cold War, but a response to China's rise and regional insecurity. The struggle is about more than military might, it's about the future of Asia's order. The stakes are global. Trade, peace, and prosperity depend on stability here. Filipinos face tough choices, balancing security with sovereignty and economic gain with risk. The partnership's success depends on serving Filipino interests and respecting their dignity. As of December 2025, a new strategic reality is taking shape. The U.S. return is bold and risky, a counter to China's ambitions. The quiet bays of the Philippines are now at the center of a global drama. The world is watching to see what happens. The story of American military bases in the Philippines began with conflict, not friendship. After the Spanish-American War, the U.S. acquired the Philippines, leading to a brutal struggle for independence. Yet, from this conflict, a unique alliance emerged. The U.S. saw the islands as a strategic Pacific outpost, a gateway to Asia. Subic Bay, a deep-water harbor, and Clark Air Base, a vast plain in central Luzon, became the sites of major U.S. military installations. These were not small outposts, but sprawling complexes projecting American power across the Pacific. The bases transformed the local economy, employing thousands of Filipinos and creating new communities. For decades, these bases were like American towns on Philippine soil, providing jobs but also symbolizing foreign influence. This duality, economic benefit versus national pride, became central to debates about their presence. The Philippines provided the location. The U.S. brought military might and economic investment. It was an alliance born of necessity, offering security and opportunity to a young nation, but this relationship would be tested by war, politics, and the evolving sense of Filipino identity. The foundations at Subic and Clark would soon prove essential in the global conflicts ahead. World War II thrust the Philippines onto the front lines, with Clark and Subic as prime Japanese targets. Despite devastating attacks, Filipino and American defenders made the bases symbols of resistance. After the war, the Cold War made the bases even more vital, key to America's strategy against communism in Asia. Clark Air Base became a major hub during the Korean and Vietnam Wars, launching missions and moving troops. Subic Bay served as the 7th Fleet's main port, repairing and resupplying warships. The bases were no longer just about defending the Philippines, they projected U.S. power across the region. Throughout the Cold War, Clark and Subic were the cornerstones of American strategy in the Pacific. They enabled rapid response to crises and symbolized U.S. commitment to regional security. For decades, the hum of jets and the bustle of warships at these bases were the sounds of the Cold War, anchored on Philippine soil. But as the world changed, so did the questions about their future. Over time, a new generation of Filipinos began to see the American bases as symbols of colonialism, not partnership. Nationalism surged, and many questioned the fairness of the basing agreements, which seemed to favor U.S. interests. The presence of foreign troops became a focal point for social and political friction. Disputes over legal jurisdiction and incidents involving U.S. servicemen fueled resentment. Protests grew, with calls for the removal of the bases and concerns about sovereignty and social costs. The slogan, "U.S. bases out," became a rallying cry. By the late 1980s, the military bases agreement was set to expire, and negotiations for a new treaty were tense. The Philippine side demanded greater control and compensation, while the U.S. was slow to recognize the depth of nationalist sentiment. The fate of the bases would be decided not in Washington, but in Manila, by lawmakers listening to the call for sovereignty. The stage was set for a political showdown. The future of the alliance hung in the balance. As political debate peaked, nature intervened. In June 1991, Mount Pinatubo erupted near Clark Air Base, unleashing one of the century's most violent volcanic events. Ash and debris buried Clark, collapsing roofs and crippling infrastructure. A typhoon compounded the disaster, turning ash into heavy, destructive mud. The U.S. military organized a massive evacuation, moving thousands to safety. The devastation made rebuilding Clark impractical. With the Cold War over and negotiations stalled, the U.S. saw little reason to invest in reconstruction. The eruption forced the Americans to abandon their largest overseas airbase. Nature had accomplished what decades of protests could not. The debate over Clark was suddenly moot. Attention shifted to Subic Bay, but the future of the U.S. presence was now in serious doubt. The alliance faced an unexpected turning point. With Clark Air Base destroyed, focus turned to Subic Bay. Despite efforts to negotiate a new treaty, the political climate in Manila was fiercely nationalistic. The Philippine Senate debated the issue live on national television, weighing economic benefits against sovereignty. On September 16, 1991, the Senate narrowly rejected the treaty, ending nearly a century of U.S. military presence. The magnificent 12 senators who voted no were hailed as heroes. The U.S. was given until the end of 1992 to leave Subic Bay. The final departure was somber. American flags lowered, Filipino flags raised, and thousands of workers facing unemployment. The vast facilities became ghost towns overnight. For the U.S., it was the end of an era. For the Philippines, a bold step into an uncertain future. The alliance that had shaped both nations for decades was officially over. The bases, once symbols of power, now stood empty. The Philippines faced the challenge of what to do next. A long chapter in the two nations' history had closed, but new opportunities and new challenges were just beginning. After the US left, the Philippines faced the daunting task of repurposing the massive empty bases. Many feared economic collapse, but the government acted quickly, creating agencies to manage the transition. Subic Bay and Clark were transformed into free port zones, attracting investment and new industries. Subic became a thriving commercial hub, drawing global companies with its world-class port. Clark's runway became an international airport, and the area developed into a center for tourism and manufacturing. The feared economic disaster never materialized. Instead, central Luzon's economy diversified and grew. The successful conversion became a source of national pride. The Philippines had turned former symbols of foreign power into engines of growth and resilience. With the US military gone and the bases thriving, it seemed the debate was over. The 1990s brought calm and a new, independent foreign policy for the Philippines. But the US departure left a power vacuum in the region. The 7th Fleet had long guaranteed security in the South China Sea. Its absence changed the strategic landscape. China began asserting its territorial claims, occupying disputed reefs and challenging Philippine sovereignty. In 1995, China occupied Mischief Reef, deep within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The Philippine military, long reliant on US support, found itself unprepared. Vulnerability replaced confidence, and questions arose about the wisdom of evicting a powerful ally. The air of certainty was gone, replaced by anxiety about the future. Regional stability was now in question. The Philippines faced new threats with limited means. The story of the bases was not as finished as many had believed. A new chapter was about to begin. China's assertiveness in the South China Sea escalated through the 2000s and 2010s with artificial islands and military outposts. Filipino fishermen and patrols faced increasing harassment. The strategic balance shifted, and Manila looked again to its old ally. In 1999, the Visiting Forces Agreement allowed U.S. troops to return for joint exercises. American ships made regular port calls to Subic Bay, reviving a familiar presence. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement of 2014 let U.S. forces access designated areas within Philippine bases. This arrangement respected Philippine sovereignty while strengthening defense ties. U.S. troops could pre-position equipment and train with Filipino forces. The bases within bases concept echoed the past, but fit new realities. The alliance, once thought ended, had quietly returned, driven by enduring strategic interests. The story had come full circle, with history repeating itself in unexpected. The South China Sea is one of the world's most vital maritime crossroads. Stretching from the Strait of Malacca to the Strait of Taiwan, it's a superhighway for global commerce. 1/3 of all shipping passes through here each year. Any disruption could send shockwaves through international supply chains, affecting everything from electronics to energy prices. Beneath its waters lie vast, untapped reserves of oil and natural gas, resources that fuel fierce competition among neighboring states. The sea is also a critical fishing ground, providing food and livelihoods for millions, but overfishing and destructive practices have put immense strain on these ecosystems. Competition for dwindling fish stocks has become another flashpoint, often pitting small fishermen against powerful fleets backed by their governments. For navies, the South China Sea offers access to key maritime choke points and the ability to project power across the Indo-Pacific. It's where the interests of regional powers and global superpowers intersect, and often clash. This mix of economic value, natural resources, and strategic significance makes the South China Sea one of the world's most complex and explosive geopolitical flashpoints. Here, national ambitions and international law collide. The stakes could not be higher. The South China Sea dispute is a tangled web of overlapping claims from at least 6 governments. The Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei, all ASEAN members, claim parts of the Spratly Islands, citing history, proximity, and international law. Vietnam asserts sovereignty over both the Paracel and Spratly Islands, presenting historical documents as evidence. The Philippines bases its claim on proximity and its exclusive economic zone. Malaysia and Brunei focus on southern areas closest to their shores. Taiwan's claim mirrors China's, adding another layer of complexity, as it occupies Ituaba, the largest natural island in the Spratlys. These overlapping claims have created a patchwork of disputed territories with no single nation's authority uncontested. The potential for oil and gas has raised the stakes, turning old disputes into high-stakes contests for resources. Despite diplomatic efforts, fundamental disagreements remain unresolved, ensuring the South China Sea remains a source of tension. At the heart of the dispute is China's sweeping 9-dash line, claiming nearly 90% of the South China Sea. This claim overlaps with the exclusive economic zones of several neighbors, including the Philippines and Vietnam. To enforce its claim, China launched a massive island-building campaign, transforming reefs into artificial islands in the Spratlys. Features like Mischief Reef and Fiery Cross Reef were expanded to support airfields, ports, and military installations, a Great Wall of Sand. These new islands are heavily militarized with runways, radar domes, and missile systems. China's bases now serve as forward operating platforms, projecting power deep into Southeast Asia. This militarization has dramatically altered the region's strategic landscape, challenging the operations of other countries, including the US. For smaller states like the Philippines and Vietnam, these fortified islands are a permanent challenge to their sovereignty. China has changed the facts on the water, creating a new reality that's hard to reverse. Tensions in the South China Sea have led to real and dangerous confrontations, especially between China and the Philippines. Filipino fishermen face harassment from Chinese Coast Guard vessels at traditional fishing grounds like Scarborough Shoal, losing access to their livelihoods. China uses gray zone tactics, coercive actions just short of war, deploying its Coast Guard and maritime militia to assert control. Incidents include ramming and sinking Vietnamese and Filipino fishing boats, and using water cannons to block Philippine resupply missions. In 2023, a Chinese Coast Guard ship aimed a military-grade laser at a Philippine vessel, causing temporary blindness among the crew. These aggressive but non-lethal tactics are designed to intimidate and force smaller states to back down without triggering open conflict. The risk of miscalculation is high, and each incident raises the stakes for a wider confrontation. China's consistent pattern of coercion makes clear its willingness to use force to enforce its claims. The region remains on edge, with every encounter carrying the risk of escalation. In 2013, the Philippines took China to court under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS. The case didn't ask who owned the islands, but challenged the legality of China's 9-dash line and the status of certain features. China refused to participate, claiming the tribunal had no jurisdiction. Despite this, the tribunal proceeded and in July 2016, delivered a sweeping victory for the Philippines. The court ruled there was no legal basis for China's historic rights within the 9-dash line, and that China's claims were incompatible with UNCLOS. It found that none of the features China claimed could generate an exclusive economic zone, invalidating China's maritime rights based on occupation. The ruling affirmed that areas like Mischief Reef and Second Thomas Shoal were within the Philippines' EEZ. This was a landmark moment. China's expansive claims had been rejected by an international legal body. The 2016 arbitral ruling was hailed globally as a victory for the rule of law, but China swiftly rejected it, calling it a piece of waste paper. Beijing launched a campaign to discredit the tribunal and continued its island building and militarization. Chinese Coast Guard and militia intensified patrols, harassing Filipino fishermen and blocking Philippine vessels from their own EEZ. The Duterte administration downplayed the legal victory, seeking closer economic ties with China, but saw few benefits. China's grip on disputed waters only tightened, fueling frustration in the Philippines. The ruling, while legally binding, lacks enforcement. There's no international police to compel compliance. China's defiance has undermined UNCLOS and the rules-based order, leaving smaller states with strong legal claims but little power to enforce them. The region remains in a persistent state of tension. The South China Sea is a test of whether international law or raw power will shape the future. The United States isn't a claimant, but its interests in the South China Sea run deep. America's top priority is freedom of navigation, ensuring commercial and military vessels can move freely through international waters. China's expansive claims are seen as a direct challenge to this principle. To push back, the U.S. Navy conducts freedom of navigation operations, or FONOPs, sailing warships through waters China claims but the U.S. considers international. These missions aren't about taking sides, but about challenging excessive claims and upholding international law. The U.S. also supports the rules-based order established after World War II, viewing China's rejection of the 2016 ruling as a threat to global stability. Supporting the Philippines and the tribunal's ruling is a way for the U.S. to defend this system. The U.S. has a mutual defense treaty with the Philippines, obligating both nations to aid each other if attacked. Escalating tensions raise the risk of a confrontation that could invoke this treaty. For the U.S., stability in the South China Sea is both a matter of principle and a critical security interest. The Philippines' geography makes it a strategic linchpin in the South China Sea. Its islands sit close to the disputed Spratlys and Scarborough Shoal, providing a vantage point for monitoring the conflict zone. For the U.S., access to Philippine bases is crucial for maintaining a presence and countering China's growing military influence. Under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, the U.S. has access to key Philippine military bases, including those near the South China Sea and Taiwan. The reopening and expansion of these bases allow U.S. forces to respond quickly to crises and deter aggression. This presence complicates China's calculations, raising the cost of any hostile action against the Philippines. The alliance bolsters Philippine security and regional stability, discouraging aggression. The Philippines stands on the front line of a global power struggle, its decisions shaping the Indo-Pacific balance. By reaffirming its alliance with the U.S., the Philippines plays a central role in counterbalancing China and upholding a free maritime order. For the Philippines, the crisis is an existential challenge, making its partnership with the U.S. more critical. For decades, Subic Bay was synonymous with American military power in the Pacific, a name that evoked images of strength, security, and international cooperation. It hosted one of the largest U.S. naval bases outside America, a bustling hub of ships, sailors, and strategy. Day and night, the base thrummed with activity, supporting not just military operations but also a vibrant community. The base was a city within a city, blending American and Filipino cultures. Families from both nations lived, worked, and celebrated together, creating a unique atmosphere of camaraderie and shared purpose. But in 1992, after a historic Senate vote and the devastation caused by Mount Pinatubo's eruption, the U.S. Navy lowered its flag and left, ending an era. The transformation was immediate: ships gone, gates closed, jobs vanished. The once busy port became eerily quiet almost overnight. Subic Bay's vast facilities, once alive with activity, fell silent. The echoes of engines and voices faded, replaced by the sound of the wind. The local economy suffered as businesses and livelihoods tied to the base disappeared overnight. Families moved away, and entire neighborhoods changed. The Philippine government tried to reinvent Subic as a special economic zone, attracting some business and tourism. New ventures brought hope, but the transition was challenging. Yet the scale of activity never matched its military heyday. The energy and sense of purpose that once defined Subic seemed to linger only in memory. Shipyards and docks sat mostly idle, reminders of a lost era. Rust gathered where sailors once worked, and the infrastructure slowly aged. The region's strategic silence was felt across Asia, as a key security anchor was removed. Subic's absence left a gap in the balance of power. But this was not the end, just a pause. The sun still rose over Subic Bay, hinting at possibilities yet to come. As the world changed and tensions rose in the South China Sea, Subic's value only grew. Its location became a point of renewed interest for regional powers. Its geography, once vital to the U.S. Navy, became even more critical in a new era of uncertainty and shifting alliances. The empty docks and hangars waited for a new purpose, standing as silent witnesses to history and the promise of renewal. Subic Bay's story was far from over. The stage was set for change, and anticipation filled the air. The echoes of history were about to be answered by a new beginning as the world watched and waited. The stage was set for Subic's next act, and its quiet years were only a prelude to what would come next. The return of American forces to Subic Bay marks a new chapter in history. one that is distinctly different from the era of foreign bases and colonial legacies. This is not a simple repeat of the past, but a reimagining of partnership in a changing world. Today there's no US base, only the Philippine flag proudly flies over Subic, a symbol of sovereignty and national pride. American personnel are present by invitation, not by force or occupation, reflecting a relationship based on consent and cooperation. This partnership is built on mutual respect, shared interests, and a commitment to equality, not on dominance or control. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, allows U.S. troops to rotate through Philippine bases for training and support, but ownership and authority remain firmly Filipino. The U.S. is here as a guest, working side by side with Filipino counterparts, learning from each other and building trust. This flexible arrangement avoids the political baggage and controversy of a permanent foreign base, while still enhancing defense readiness. Rising tensions and territorial disputes in the South China Sea have driven the Philippines to strengthen its alliances and modernize its defense capabilities. The U.S. partnership brings advanced training, cutting-edge technology, and a credible deterrence against external threats. This is not about America protecting the Philippines, but about allies working together, shoulder to shoulder, for shared security and stability in the region. The symbolism is powerful. The alliance is evolving, Filipino-led, and committed to upholding a rules-based international order. Subic is now a hub of regional security, with American ships returning not as occupiers, but as welcomed allies and partners. The new dawn at Subic is truly under a Filipino flag, representing a future shaped by Filipino leadership. The balance of power in the region is shifting, on Filipino terms, with the nation charting its own course in a complex world. Subic Bay's revival isn't just a military story, it's an industrial one too. Enter South Korea's Hyundai Heavy Industries, bringing new life to the abandoned Hanjin shipyard. Hyundai saw potential, not just a military outpost, but a world-class maritime industrial complex. Their investment filled the void left by Hanjin's bankruptcy, restoring thousands of jobs in advanced facilities. Hyundai's vision is ambitious, building and servicing commercial and naval vessels for clients worldwide. This partnership injects billions into the local economy and brings cutting-edge technology to Philippine shores. It's a strategic alignment. The U.S. provides demand, the Philippines provides location and labor, and South Korea delivers industrial power. Subic is now a hub for advanced shipbuilding and repair, serving navies and commercial fleets alike. The South Korean connection bridges military ambition and industrial reality. Subic's transformation is powered by this trilateral cooperation. At the heart of Subic's remarkable transformation stands the shipyard, now reborn and revitalized under Hyundai's expert management, signaling a new era for the region. This isn't just a simple facelift, it's a sweeping, comprehensive overhaul that has elevated Subic into one of Southeast Asia's most advanced and dynamic maritime centers, attracting attention from across the globe. Towering cranes and cutting-edge dry docks now shape the future of global shipping, enabling the construction and repair of vessels on a scale never before seen here. Upgrades touch every aspect: reinforced docks, brand new repair centers, and state-of-the-art logistics hubs, all designed to maximize efficiency and safety. Subic now aims to become the Western Pacific's premier destination for ship repair and maintenance, setting new standards for quality and reliability in the region. Warehouses and supply chains are streamlined and automated, supporting both commercial shipping giants and vital military operations with speed and precision. For allied navies, Subic has become a vital resupply and repair point, boosting operational readiness and strengthening regional security partnerships. International teamwork is everywhere. Filipino, South Korean, and American experts working side by side, sharing knowledge and building trust. Filipino workers are trained in the latest techniques, gaining hands-on experience with advanced equipment and building skills that will last a lifetime. The shipyard is more than just infrastructure. It's a thriving center of excellence, innovation, and collaboration, where new ideas take shape every day. Subic Bay's rebirth stands as a shining model of global partnership, proving what's possible when nations and people work together toward a common goal. Subic's renewal is visible in every new building and upgraded facility. Under EDCA, new barracks command centers and warehouses support joint U.S.-Philippine operations. These are Philippine facilities, enhancing alliance capabilities. Naval training centers and simulators promote seamless cooperation in crisis. Vast logistics areas, fuel depots, munitions, storage, maintenance bays make Subic a rapid response hub. Pre-positioned supplies reduce reliance on long supply lines, boosting resilience. Every upgrade is a concrete investment in the alliance and regional security. Subic's new infrastructure is the foundation for its strategic future. Subic's revitalization is transforming local communities. The Hyundai shipyard alone is creating thousands of stable, well-paying jobs. Economic benefits ripple outward. New businesses, suppliers, and services thrive. Olongapo City and nearby towns are experiencing a surge in optimism and opportunity. Subic's world-class shipyard and secure environment attract new investment and diverse industries. The port is handling more cargo, deepening the Philippines' global trade connections. Strategic security and economic prosperity now go hand in hand. The partnership delivers real benefits, improving livelihoods and creating sustainable growth. For residents, Subic's revival means hope for the future. The economic waves of change are lifting all boats in the bay. Subic's renaissance is a direct response to rising tensions in the South China Sea. Just over 100 nautical miles from contested waters, Subic is now a frontline hub. Its deepwater port is a perfect staging ground for Allied naval operations. Subic's revival signals a strong, persistent presence, deterring aggression and upholding freedom of navigation. For the Philippines, it's a forward base for patrolling its own waters. For the US and allies, it's a crucial repair and resupply port, multiplying their reach. Joint patrols and exercises from Subic reinforce a rules-based order and regional stability. Subic is once again a pivotal piece in Indo-Pacific security. Its strategic rebirth is about preventing conflict and protecting shared interests. Subic Bay's story is now one of partnership and renewal. The bay has transformed from a symbol of foreign control to a beacon of modern alliance. Flags, languages, and shared purpose reflect a new spirit, one of collective strength. The new Subic is a model for how sovereign nations can forge partnerships for security and prosperity. The U.S. maintains a forward presence without permanent bases. Hyundai bridges strategy and industry. This trilateral cooperation is a blueprint for stability and growth. Filipino leadership and ownership are at the forefront, with economic benefits integrated into the strategy. Subic stands as a symbol of renewed alliances and a free, open Indo-Pacific. The quiet years are over. Subic is now a proud, Filipino-led hub of international partnership. It's a powerful example of old friends coming together to meet new challenges and ensure peace in the
Subic Bay, once a quiet commercial port, now pulses with the energy of transformation. The landscape is alive with construction, cranes, heavy machinery, and the relentless rhythm of progress. This is not a simple upgrade. It's a complete rebirth, signaling a major strategic shift. Subic Bay is rapidly becoming one of the region's most significant military installations, right on China's doorstep. The Philippines and the United States are working together, deepening their alliance amid rising regional tensions. New buildings for advanced military technology rise, roads widen for heavy vehicles, and piers are reinforced for the largest naval ships. Old structures are repurposed or replaced by state-of-the-art facilities, blending history with cutting-edge capability. Thousands of Filipino and American workers collaborate, aiming not just to restore, but to surpass the base's former glory. Subic Bay's deep, sheltered harbor is now enhanced with modern infrastructure, making it a premier strategic asset. The transformation is swift, driven by the urgency of today's geopolitical stakes. The world is watching as this former U.S. naval base is reborn as a symbol of renewed partnership. Every beam and foundation is a visible commitment to projecting power and ensuring Indo-Pacific stability. Subic Bay's awakening is a clear signal to potential adversaries. A new era of strategic reality is taking shape. The roar of construction is more than noise. It's the sound of a pivotal player returning to the world stage. Subic Bay is no longer dormant. It's being rebuilt for the challenges of the 21st century. Deep within Subic Bay, new fortified ammunition storage complexes are rising. These are not ordinary bunkers. They're engineered to withstand direct attacks and prevent catastrophic accidents. Spread across the base, each igloo is partially buried, insulated by earth, and equipped with advanced environmental controls. Sophisticated fire suppression and blast-proof doors add layers of safety, ensuring every shell and missile is ready when needed. Security is tight. Multiple fences, thermal cameras, and elite patrols from both militaries guard the perimeter. Access is strictly controlled by biometric scanners and multi-stage verification. These complexes can hold enough ordnance to sustain prolonged operations, dramatically increasing Subic Bay's strategic endurance. By pre-positioning vital munitions close to potential flashpoints, the US and Philippines eliminate vulnerable supply lines across the Pacific. The new bunkers are a silent but powerful statement of preparedness. Subic Bay is now a fortified arsenal, ready to support joint defense at a moment's notice. This investment in operational readiness is a game-changer for regional security. The base's firepower is protected, reliable, and always within reach. Subic Bay now houses climate-controlled fortresses for the most advanced weapons in the US and Philippine arsenals. These warehouses maintain precise temperature and humidity, preserving delicate electronics and guidance systems in missiles and smart bombs. Powerful HVAC systems and sealed construction protect against tropical heat, dust, and salt spray. Security is paramount. These vaults are built to withstand attacks and are monitored by state-of-the-art surveillance. With high-tech weapons pre-positioned, response times are slashed from weeks to hours. Subic Bay becomes a logistics hub for high-end warfare, projecting a credible deterrent. Potential adversaries must now contend with advanced weaponry already in theater, perfectly preserved and ready for use. This strategic edge transforms Subic Bay from a simple port into a launchpad for sophisticated military power. The Alliance's most critical tools are protected and prepared for any contingency. A modern navy runs on fuel, and Subic Bay is expanding its capacity to unprecedented levels. Massive new depots hold millions of gallons of marine and aviation fuel, turning the base into a primary refueling hub. Double-hulled tanks and advanced leak detection protect the bay's environment. New pipelines connect depots to expanded piers, enabling rapid refueling of multiple warships at once. Carrier strike groups and aircraft can now be resupplied in record time, maximizing operational presence. Both Philippine and US navies benefit, fostering seamless interoperability during joint operations. Vast jet fuel reserves keep fighters and helicopters mission-ready. This integrated approach ensures every component of military power at Subic has the energy to operate. By reducing reliance on vulnerable tanker supply lines, Subic Bay's forces become more resilient and independent. The new fuel depots are the powerhouse behind the projection of naval strength from this strategic location. Subic Bay is now a logistical lifeline for sustained operations in contested waters. The most transformative addition to Subic Bay is a state-of-the-art ammunition manufacturing plant. For the first time, the Philippines can produce key munitions on its own soil, marking a leap in defense capability. Built with US technical assistance, the plant features modern production lines and strict quality control. Initial output focuses on small and medium caliber rounds, meeting constant military demand. The facility is designed for future expansion, eventually producing larger munitions and components for guided weapons. This is about more than bullets. It's about building a domestic defense industry and skilled workforce. Hundreds of jobs will be created, fostering expertise and supporting industries. The plant is a symbol of self-sufficiency and a stronger US-Philippine alliance. The Philippines moves from consumer to producer, gaining strategic independence. The ammunition plant ensures a steady, sovereign supply of defense essentials. Subic Bay is now a cornerstone of true military independence. Producing its own ammunition fundamentally changes the Philippines' strategic position. Decades of reliance on foreign suppliers created vulnerabilities, delays, bottlenecks, and political risks. The new Subic Bay plant shatters that dependency, giving the Philippines freedom of action in crisis. Troops can be supplied quickly and reliably, with munitions tailored to local needs and conditions. Logistics are streamlined, no more waiting for shipments across the Pacific. This internal supply chain is secure, resilient, and fast, even in wartime. A self-reliant Philippines is a stronger, more effective U.S. ally. The United States benefits from a partner that can sustain its own defense. The ammunition plant is a strategic investment, making the alliance more robust and credible. Subic Bay's new capabilities strengthen both national and regional security. Subic Bay's transformation extends skyward with a massive expansion of air support infrastructure. New hardened hangars protect entire squadrons of modern jets like the F-16 and F-35. Helicopter maintenance zones enable complex repairs on site, keeping aircraft mission ready. A sophisticated drone command center provides real-time surveillance over critical areas like the South China Sea. Rapid refueling hot pits allow jets to land, rearm, and return to the air in minutes. The base can now generate a high sortie rate, turning Subic into a high-tempo air operations hub. For the Philippines, it's a world-class base for a modern air force. For the US, a crucial forward operating location. Co-location enhances interoperability and seamless joint operations. Subic Bay is reborn as a premier air power hub, ready to control the skies over the Western Pacific. Subic Bay has undergone a profound metamorphosis, from commercial port to cutting-edge military stronghold. Advanced bunkers, weapons warehouses, and fuel depots give it unmatched logistical endurance. The base can sustain high-intensity operations without relying on vulnerable supply lines. The new ammunition plant and air facilities foster independence and rapid response. Subic Bay empowers the Philippines as a self-reliant defender and a stronger U.S. partner. The base is a living symbol of the revitalized alliance, turning shared goals into real capability. Subic Bay is now a strategic powerhouse at the Indo-Pacific crossroads. In an era of rising tensions, it stands.
The U.S.-Philippines alliance is entering a new era, marked by a modern approach to military cooperation that reflects the changing dynamics of the Indo-Pacific region. Both nations are reaffirming their commitment to each other, adapting to new security challenges and opportunities. For decades, the two countries have been bound by history and a mutual defense treaty, but now, the partnership is evolving to meet the demands of a rapidly shifting geopolitical landscape. The alliance, rooted in shared values and trust, is being redefined for the 21st century. Instead of massive American bases from the past, the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, grants the U.S. access to 9 key Philippine military sites. This arrangement allows for a more distributed and flexible presence, enhancing both countries' ability to respond to emerging threats. This shift focuses on joint use and upgrades of existing bases, not building new ones from scratch. By modernizing current facilities, both nations can maximize resources and improve interoperability between their armed forces. The goal is clear: modernize Philippine defenses, enhance training and readiness, and give the U.S. a flexible, resilient presence in the Indo-Pacific. Joint exercises and shared expertise are strengthening the capabilities of both militaries. Strategically, the Philippines' location in the South China Sea is vital for global trade and regional stability. Control over these waters impacts the flow of goods and the security of neighboring countries, making the alliance even more significant. These 9 sites allow both nations to respond faster to disasters and security threats, and to uphold freedom of navigation in contested waters. Humanitarian missions and joint patrols are now more effective than ever. The EDCA's expansion marks a turning point, less about permanent bases, more about agility, cooperation, and shared goals. It's a model for modern alliances, emphasizing partnership over presence. This partnership is reshaping Southeast Asia's security landscape as of December 12, 2025, setting a precedent for future regional cooperation and collective defense. The 9 EDCA sites are strategically chosen, forming a carefully planned network across the Philippine archipelago. Their locations are not random; they are selected to maximize both defensive reach and rapid response capabilities in the region. These sites stretch from the northern tip of Luzon, just a short distance from Taiwan, all the way down to Palawan, which sits right by the contested waters of the South China Sea, a vital maritime corridor. The original 5 sites, such as Caesar Bassa Air Base and Fort Magsaysay, have now been joined by 4 new locations, expanding the network into a web of strategic points that cover both air and sea approaches. Each site serves a unique function. Some are designed for rapid deployment, others for intelligence gathering or logistical support. These include radar stations for early warning, airfields for fighter jets and transport planes, logistics hubs to keep supplies moving, and defensive missile sites to deter threats. For example, Naval Base Camilo Osayas and Lalo Airport in Cagayan are crucial for monitoring northern approaches, providing a watchful eye over the Luzon Strait and beyond. Meanwhile, Balabac Island, positioned near key shipping lanes, plays a vital role in enhancing maritime surveillance and protecting commercial routes. These are Philippine bases, now being upgraded for joint use, improving both nations' capabilities. Upgrades include longer runways for larger aircraft, new storage facilities, modern barracks for troops, and advanced communications to link all sites together. The transformation is a massive joint effort with both U.S. and Philippine forces working side by side, physically building a stronger and more resilient defense partnership. It's not just about military might, it's about readiness, interoperability, and deepening cooperation between allies. This interconnected network is now the backbone of the new U.S.-Philippines alliance, shaping the security landscape of the region for years to come. A core feature of the new network is advanced surveillance, radar stations, and drone launch points. Powerful radars at several EDCA sites scan hundreds of miles, tracking ships and aircraft for real-time maritime domain awareness. This technology helps combat illegal fishing, smuggling, and piracy, and provides early warning of military threats. Drones launched from these sites offer persistent aerial surveillance with high-resolution cameras and sensors. Radars detect, drones investigate, creating a layered, responsive surveillance system. This network makes the region more transparent, deterring aggressive actions by making them visible. The ability to monitor and respond quickly is a game-changer for both nations. Surveillance isn't just about defense, it's about stability and peace. The Philippines and U.S. now have eyes and ears across the region. This visibility is a powerful deterrent. It's a leap forward in regional security. The new sites aren't just for watching, they're being equipped for active defense and rapid response. Some EDCA locations will host missile defense systems, intercepting threats before they reach their targets. This missile shield boosts the Philippines' ability to protect its territory and population centers. Upgraded airfields support a wider range of aircraft, from fighter jets to transport planes. Multiple airfields mean resilience. If one is hit, others remain operational. These sites are vital for both combat and humanitarian missions, like disaster relief after typhoons or earthquakes. The dual-use capability makes the network invaluable for national security and emergency response. The message is clear. The Philippines is ready to defend itself, and the U.S. stands with them. This is modern, flexible defense in action. The northern EDCA sites in Luzon, especially those located in Cagayan, are just across the water from Taiwan, a fact that has not gone unnoticed by regional powers and military strategists. This closeness means that any developments here are watched with keen interest, as the area could quickly become a focal point in times of crisis. The Luzon Strait is a strategic maritime channel, serving as a gateway between the South China Sea and the vast Pacific Ocean. Control and monitoring of this strait are crucial, making these northern sites critical for both surveillance and rapid military response in the region. With U.S. access to these bases, surveillance and logistics capabilities are significantly enhanced near a potential flashpoint. This presence allows for quicker mobilization and better intelligence gathering, which is vital for both deterrence and defense. For the Philippines, it's a calculated move, strengthening its alliance with the United States and boosting its own defense posture. This partnership brings not only military support, but also increased training and resources for Filipino forces. These upgrades directly benefit the armed forces of the Philippines, providing them with modern equipment and training. However, they also place the country closer to the center of regional tensions, as rival powers take note of the growing military presence. Philippine leaders emphasize that these sites are strictly for defense, not for launching attacks. They stress that the goal is to protect national sovereignty and maintain peace in the region. Control over the Luzon Strait is a major military objective in any potential conflict scenario. Whoever holds this passage can influence the movement of ships and aircraft between two critical bodies of water. The combined US and Philippine presence here complicates any adversary's plans, forcing them to reconsider aggressive moves and making any hostile action far riskier and more difficult to execute. The proximity to Taiwan makes these sites central to regional security calculations. Any shift in the balance here could have immediate consequences for the broader Indo-Pacific region. Ultimately, deterrence is the goal, discouraging conflict before it starts, and ensuring stability by demonstrating readiness and resolve on both sides of the Luzon Strait. The shift to 9 sites isn't just about numbers, it's a new strategy: distributed operations. In the past, the US relied on giant bases like Clark and Subic, but these were easy targets. Now, forces and assets are spread across smaller, dispersed sites, making them harder to attack and more resilient. If one site is hit, the others keep operating, ensuring continuity. Modern threats, like precision missiles, make large bases vulnerable. Distributed operations counter this risk. The network allows for rapid movement and unpredictable deployments, keeping adversaries guessing. Flexibility and survivability are the core advantages. This approach absorbs shocks and maintains operational capability. It's not about missing forces, but about creating a web that can adapt and endure. The distributed model is the future of military alliances in the Indo-Pacific. It's a smarter, safer way to defend. Spreading out forces across 9 sites creates a targeting dilemma for any adversary. Instead of striking 1 or 2 big bases, an attacker must hit multiple distant locations, raising the cost and complexity. This dispersal makes it harder to cripple air power, logistics, or surveillance in a single blow. The network allows for rapid response anywhere in the archipelago, ensuring no region is left undefended. Survivability is key. Dispersed forces are more likely to withstand an initial attack and regroup. This resilience guarantees a sustained defense, not a quick defeat. The strategy also boosts morale and confidence among Philippine forces and communities. It's a practical, proven way to protect sovereignty and deter aggression. The US-Philippines alliance is now built to endure and respond. Distributed defense is a force multiplier. The expanded EDCA network transforms the Philippines from a treaty ally to a central player in Indo-Pacific security. The country is now a frontline state, its geography and cooperation vital to regional stability. This new role gives the Philippines a stronger voice in regional affairs, especially in the South China Sea. The visible US-Philippine presence deters aggression, signaling that hostile actions will have serious consequences. The aim is to prevent conflict, not provoke it, showing strength to maintain peace. For the US, this counters China's assertiveness and reassures allies. China sees it as containment, highlighting the growing US-China rivalry. The 9-site network is more than construction. It's a strategic shift for both nations. The Philippines now stands at the heart of a redrawn Southeast Asian security map. As of December 12, 2025, the alliance is stronger, more flexible. In international relations, actions speak louder than words. While diplomatic statements and official visits are important, it's the concrete steps taken on the ground that truly define the strength of an alliance. Today, the United States is making a bold and unmistakable move in the Philippines, reaffirming its commitment to a partnership that has shaped the region for generations. Billions of dollars are being invested to transform a key military base, turning it into a modern hub for joint operations, and signaling a deep, long-term commitment to Indo-Pacific security. This isn't just routine maintenance, it's a sweeping, strategic overhaul. The upgrades are designed to reinforce an alliance that has weathered decades of political shifts, regional challenges, and global change. The scale of this investment is unprecedented in recent history, ending years of uncertainty about the future of the US-Philippines partnership, and sending a clear message to allies and rivals alike. The new facilities and equipment are designed to boost operational readiness for both American and Filipino forces, enabling them to respond quickly and effectively to any threat in the region. By building a state-of-the-art facility, the US is backing its treaty obligations with real military power, not just promises. This is a tangible demonstration of support that goes beyond words. This transformation is more than just construction. It's a powerful symbol of a revitalized partnership, built on mutual interests, shared values, and a common vision for a free and open Indo-Pacific. The timing of these upgrades is critical. Tensions in the South China Sea are rising, and the need for a credible deterrent has never been greater. The alliance is adapting to meet new security challenges head-on. The US isn't just watching from the sidelines, it's actively shaping the region's security environment, working closely with the Philippines and other partners to ensure stability and peace. Construction cranes, teams of engineers, and the constant hum of activity tell a story of an alliance being strengthened, modernized, and prepared for whatever the future may hold. This is a commitment written in concrete, steel, and advanced technology, an investment in security, trust, and the enduring bond between two nations. The US-Philippines alliance is not just being maintained, it's being rebuilt, reimagined, and reinvigorated for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead in the 21st century. The upgrades are sweeping, touching every aspect of the base. New extended runways and reinforced airstrips will handle the largest US military aircraft, turning the base into a major operational hub. Hardened aircraft shelters and fortified bunkers are being built to protect high-value assets and personnel. State-of-the-art radar and secure communications will give both nations real-time situational awareness. These systems mean threats can be detected sooner and responses coordinated faster. Logistics are also being overhauled. New fuel depots, expanded munitions storage, and modern housing are all part of the plan. The base will support a larger, more sustained presence of troops and equipment. By investing across the board, the US is building a resilient, highly capable forward operating base. This is infrastructure designed for the realities of modern conflict. This is a joint effort. American and Filipino teams are working side by side, blending their skills and experience to achieve a common goal. Every day you'll find both groups collaborating closely, whether it's on the ground or in planning rooms. US engineers and contractors collaborate with Filipino counterparts, ensuring the projects are built with, not just for, the Philippines. This approach means that every decision is made together, reflecting the needs and insights of both nations. This partnership fosters shared ownership and mutual respect, turning construction into a trust-building exercise. It's not just about building structures, it's about building relationships that last beyond the project. Filipino engineers gain hands-on experience with advanced techniques, boosting the Philippines' own defense capabilities. They're learning new skills, adopting innovative methods, and becoming leaders in their own right. Local knowledge streamlines the process, while American expertise raises standards. Together, they overcome challenges more efficiently, combining the best of both worlds. This synergy creates a more effective team and a stronger final result. Each milestone reached is a testament to their cooperation and shared determination. The sight of Americans and Filipinos working together sends a powerful message of unity to the region. It shows that their alliance is active, visible, and meaningful. The alliance is not just a formal agreement, it's a living partnership built on real cooperation. Bonds are formed not only through work, but also through daily interactions and shared experiences. Trust and interoperability are forged on the ground, not just in policy. These teams learn to rely on each other, building confidence that extends to every aspect of their mission. The human foundation is as important as the steel and concrete. In the end, it's the people, working together, learning together, and growing together, who make these projects truly strong and enduring. The base's location gives the US and its allies a crucial foothold in the Indo-Pacific, near the South China Sea. Advanced infrastructure allows rapid deployment of US forces, reducing response times to regional crises. The base is designed for fifth-generation fighters, strategic bombers, and integrated radar and communications. It's not just a parking lot for planes, it's a fully networked node in regional defense. The base serves as a powerful deterrent, complicating any adversary's plans. For the Philippines, hosting advanced US assets boosts its own defense and ensures a swift response to threats. Enhanced surveillance helps protect maritime territory and sovereignty. The base is a force multiplier, directly strengthening Philippine security. Every new runway and radar tower is more than just concrete and steel. It's a brick in the foundation of renewed trust and cooperation between the United States and the Philippines. These projects are physical reminders that both nations are investing in a shared future, one where security and stability are built together, step by step. After years of uncertainty and shifting priorities, this investment stands as a clear and unmistakable statement. The alliance is not only enduring, but it is also evolving to meet new challenges. The partnership is here to stay, stronger and more relevant than ever. The Philippines' enthusiastic embrace of these upgrades signals its own deep commitment to the partnership. By modernizing its facilities and working closely with American counterparts, the Philippines is showing that it values this alliance and is ready to move forward together. These visible construction projects are daily proof that both nations are not just talking about cooperation, they are living it. Every day on the ground, Americans and Filipinos work side by side, turning plans into reality for shared security. On the ground, American and Filipino teams build not just infrastructure but also rapport and resilience, qualities that outlast politics and changing administrations. These relationships are the true backbone of the alliance. Trust is built in the mud and dust, forged through shared effort and hard work. Not just declared from a podium or written in official documents, it's earned day by day through real collaboration. These investments mark a return to a stable, traditional security partnership, while also adapting to the demands of a changing world. The legacy of cooperation is being renewed and strengthened for a new era. For many Filipinos, seeing U.S. resources and expertise flow into defense infrastructure is a powerful reassurance. It's a visible sign that the United States stands with the Philippines, not just in words, but in action. The Mutual Defense Treaty is not just a piece of history, it's a living, breathing commitment. It continues to guide both nations as they face new challenges together, reinforcing the promise of mutual support. Each project completed is a testament to a partnership being revitalized for the future, a future built on trust, cooperation, and a shared vision for peace and security in the region. The message to China is clear. The U.S. is making a strategic countermove to Beijing's assertiveness. As China expands its military footprint in the South China Sea, the U.S. upgrades in the Philippines show it won't cede ground. This is competitive strategy in action, challenging China's attempts to dominate the region. Advanced U.S. capabilities near the South China Sea complicate Beijing's planning and reinforce American resolve. The investment refutes claims that the U.S. is a declining or unreliable partner. It encourages other regional partners to stand firm against coercion. The enhanced base is about deterrence, not provocation, raising the cost of any aggression. Any attempt to alter the status quo by force will meet a swift, powerful response. This is peace through strength, designed to prevent miscalculation. The U.S. and its allies are prepared to defend their interests. For the Philippines, these U.S. investments are a profound source of reassurance. Years of pressure in the South China Sea have left the nation feeling vulnerable. The transformation of a key base into a modern facility is a visible promise that the Philippines is not alone. Upgrades mean help is already on the ground, not days away. Hosting advanced U.S. forces deters aggression and raises the stakes for any adversary. Training and cooperation with U.S. forces boost the AFP's own capabilities. This partnership makes the combined force more effective than either alone. The reassurance extends to diplomacy. Manila can assert its rights with greater confidence. U.S. investment gives the Philippines strategic depth to pursue its interests. It's a shield that lets the nation stand tall in turbulent times. In conclusion, the U.S. investment in its Philippine base is a landmark reaffirmation of a historic alliance. It's a decisive move, backed by resources and long-term planning, to modernize the partnership for today's challenges. The U.S.-Philippines alliance is not a relic. It's an active force for regional stability. These investments provide assurance to the Philippines, deterrence to China, and renewed trust between allies. The hardware is important, but the human connection makes the alliance work. This project proves the partnership endures, despite history and politics. By building this strategic hub, the U.S. and Philippines are shaping the future of the Indo-Pacific. The investment is not just in a base, but in the future of a partnership and the region's stability. In the Indo-Pacific, speed is the ultimate advantage. In a region where events can unfold in the blink of an eye, the ability to move quickly is often the difference between success and failure. The ability to respond in minutes, not days, often decides who controls a crisis, or prevents one altogether. In this high-stakes environment, hesitation can mean losing the initiative and with it, the upper hand. Asia's vast geography, with its endless oceans and scattered islands, creates what strategists call the tyranny of distance. The sheer scale of the region means that even the most advanced militaries face daunting logistical challenges. In a crisis, whether a sudden military move, a seized island, or a natural disaster, the first to arrive shapes the outcome. The ability to get boots on the ground or aid to those in need before anyone else can change the course of events. For the US, power station far away in Guam or Hawaii loses immediate relevance. The tyranny of distance turns even the most powerful forces into spectators if they can't reach the action in time. That's why the Philippines is so critical. Its location is not just strategic, it's essential for rapid response. Its location at the crossroads of major sea lanes puts it next to Asia's most dangerous flashpoints. The South China Sea, a vital artery for global trade, is just one of many hotspots within reach. US access to bases here compresses time and space, turning a multi-day response into hours. Suddenly, American forces can be where they're needed almost instantly, deterring threats before they escalate. This isn't just about moving troops faster, it's about projecting stability and presence every day. The constant visibility of US forces reassures allies and signals to rivals that the region is not left unguarded. With the Philippines, American assets are no longer on the periphery. They're right next door. This proximity means the US can shape events as they happen, not after the fact. This proximity restores a level of responsiveness lost decades ago. It's a return to a time when the US could act swiftly in Asia, and a signal that it intends to remain a Pacific power. The reopening of access is a quiet but profound shift in the regional balance of power. It's a move that changes calculations in capitals across Asia, from Beijing to Tokyo to Manila. In 21st century Asia, the US is making speed its most valuable ally. The ability to act quickly is now as important as the size of one's arsenal. It's not just a Pacific power in name, but one that can act decisively when it matters most. In a region where the clock is always ticking, speed is everything, and the US is determined not to be left behind. The US return to the Philippines is more than just a new agreement. It's a strategic homecoming, a move that signals a renewed commitment to the region and a recognition of the Philippines' vital role in America's Indo-Pacific strategy. This isn't simply about military logistics. It's about restoring a partnership that shaped the balance of power in Asia for generations. For nearly a century, American forces at Subic Bay and Clark Air Base anchored US power in Asia, serving as a deterrent to aggression and a hub for humanitarian missions, disaster response, and regional stability. When the US left in the 1990s, it created a vacuum that adversaries quickly noticed, and it slowed America's ability to respond to regional crises, leaving allies feeling exposed and uncertain about future support. Now, under the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, the US isn't rebuilding massive Cold War-era bases or seeking permanent installations. Instead, it's gaining access to existing Philippine facilities, pre-positioning equipment, rotating troops, and establishing a forward presence that can respond rapidly to any threat or natural disaster. Sites in northern Luzon and Palawan are perfectly placed, right by the South China Sea and close to Taiwan, making them critical for monitoring maritime activity and supporting allies in times of need. This access erases the oceanic gap that once separated US forces from potential flashpoints, allowing for faster deployment and a stronger deterrent posture in a region marked by rising tensions. China's growing assertiveness in the South China Sea has made this partnership urgent for both Washington and Manila, as both nations seek to uphold international law and protect freedom of navigation. For the Philippines, it's a security blanket and a reassurance of support. For the US, it's the key to maintaining a free and open Indo-Pacific, where rules, not force, determine outcomes. The message is clear. America's commitments are backed by a tangible, visible presence, and its allies are not alone in facing regional challenges. In a crisis, America is already there, not on its way, ready to stand shoulder to shoulder with its partners and defend shared interests at a moment's notice. Nowhere is speed more critical than in a potential conflict over Taiwan. If China moves on Taiwan, the opening hours will be decisive. US access to bases in northern Philippines directly counters China's strategy of a lightning-fast assault. From Cagayan or Isabela, US jets are minutes from the Taiwan Strait, far closer than Guam. This rapid response can contest airspace, provide intelligence, and disrupt an invasion almost immediately. China can no longer count on hours of uncontested action. The presence of US forces so close by forces Beijing to consider a longer, costlier conflict, a powerful deterrent. These bases also serve as logistical hubs for evacuations, resupply, or humanitarian missions. The Philippine sites give the US options, turning Taiwan's defense from a desperate race into a manageable scenario. If the worst happens, America is in the fight from the start. The South China Sea is where speed checks China's expansion. China's salami-slicing tactics, small, incremental moves, have changed the facts on the water. US access to bases on Palawan means forces can react instantly to Chinese aggression. Surveillance drones and jets can be on scene in minutes, documenting illegal activity and supporting Filipino allies. This rapid presence raises the stakes for Beijing, making gray zone tactics riskier and less rewarding. Persistent monitoring from these sites provides early warning and deters further encroachment. The US becomes a policeman on the beat, not a distant dispatcher. The value of Philippine bases isn't just military, it's humanitarian. The Indo-Pacific is disaster-prone, and speed saves lives. With US equipment and personnel pre-positioned, aid can reach devastated areas within hours, not days. Helicopters and transport planes can deliver food, water, and medical care almost immediately. This rapid response builds goodwill and trust in a way speeches never could. America's ability to help fast is a huge diplomatic asset, contrasting with China's slower disaster response. The US becomes the default first responder, strengthening alliances and partnerships. In Asia, saving lives quickly is as important as projecting military might. The Philippine bases offer concrete tactical advantages. Proximity allows for persistent intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. Drones and aircraft can fly more frequent missions. Fighter jets and special operations forces can reach flashpoints in minutes. Naval vessels use Philippine ports for logistics, staying on station longer. Secure refueling and rearming close to the fight is a massive force multiplier. These sites create a resilient, sustainable warfighting network. US and Filipino forces train together, building crucial interoperability. Close monitoring of adversary activities provides early warning of trouble. The US can detect anomalies and hostile intent faster than ever. The Philippines becomes a vital pit stop, keeping US forces in the game. The ultimate goal of military power is deterrence, preventing wars before they start. In Asia, speed is a powerful deterrent. The US presence in the Philippines makes the threat of rapid response real, not theoretical. This is deterrence by denial, denying adversaries the chance for quick victories. US forces close to flashpoints complicate enemy planning and inject uncertainty. Allies feel more secure knowing help is nearby, strengthening the alliance network. Confident allies are less likely to be coerced, creating a virtuous cycle of collective security. Speed is both a physical capability and a psychological weapon, a clear signal of commitment. Troops on the front lines show the US is a resident power, not a distant visitor. This presence, enabled by speed, is America's most effective tool for peace and stability. Renewed US access to Philippine bases marks the beginning of a new era, reclaiming a vital strategic advantage that was lost decades ago. This move is more than just a military maneuver. It's a signal of renewed commitment and partnership in a region where alliances matter more than ever. When the US left Subic Bay and Clark in the early 1990s, it created a vacuum, a gap in regional security that China spent years exploiting, expanding its influence and presence in the South China Sea. The absence of American forces allowed new dynamics to take root, shifting the balance of power. Now, the return of US forces closes that gap, restoring a crucial link in the security chain and resetting the calculus in the Western Pacific. Joint exercises and patrols send a clear message. The alliance is active, and deterrence is back on the table. China's strategy of pushing US forces out is now complicated by a dispersed network of resilient sites across the Philippines. These new forward bases are designed to be flexible, harder to target, and able to respond quickly to emerging threats. This isn't a return to the Cold War. It's a modern partnership between equals, built on mutual respect and shared interests. Both nations are working together to ensure regional security, not just for themselves, but for their neighbors as well. The flexible rotational US presence is less intrusive and more adaptable, allowing for rapid deployment and withdrawal as situations demand. This approach respects Philippine sovereignty while maximizing operational effectiveness. It projects power without the baggage of massive permanent bases, reducing the footprint while increasing the ability to respond to crises. Mobility and agility are now at the forefront of US strategy in the region. Proximity is power. Re-establishing a forward presence gives the US a critical edge, allowing for faster response times and greater situational awareness in the contested waters of the South China Sea. America can now act, not just react, trading the tyranny of distance for the advantage of speed. This new posture means threats can be met head-on before they escalate. This shift will define the Indo-Pacific's future, sending a clear message to allies and rivals alike. America is back, close, and ready to respond to any challenge that may arise. The lost advantage is found once more, offering not just a stronger deterrent, but a better chance for peace, stability, and prosperity. The Philippines is undergoing a dramatic transformation, one that is reshaping the very core of its national defense strategy and military identity. For years, the country's approach to security was largely inward-looking, focused on internal threats and domestic stability. For decades, the armed forces of the Philippines concentrated on combating insurgencies and terrorism, dedicating most of their resources to internal security. This left the nation's external defense capabilities underdeveloped and underfunded. The Navy operated aging ships, some dating back to World War II, while the Air Force had only a handful of modern aircraft. The Army, meanwhile, was primarily trained and equipped for jungle warfare, not for defending the nation's vast maritime borders. But the security landscape has changed dramatically, especially with rising tensions and territorial disputes in the South China Sea. The need to protect the country's maritime interests has never been more urgent. Now Manila is making a decisive pivot toward external territorial defense. This means overhauling military doctrine, investing in new equipment, and transforming training programs to prepare for modern threats. The government's revised AFP modernization program is a comprehensive, multi-phase effort. Its goal is to build a credible deterrent force, one capable of protecting the nation's sovereignty and securing its maritime resources. But this shift is about more than just acquiring new hardware. It's about instilling a new culture of external defense within the armed forces of the Philippines and preparing the next generation of military leaders for a rapidly changing world. The military is learning new skills, adopting advanced technologies like drones, cyber defense, and surveillance systems, and embracing a forward-thinking mindset that prioritizes adaptability and innovation. Significant resources are being committed to this transformation, from building new bases and acquiring modern vehicles to upgrading communication and intelligence networks. These investments are designed to ensure the Philippines can effectively defend its borders and assert its sovereignty. International partners and the Filipino people alike welcome this renewed focus. They see it as a stabilizing force in the region, strengthening alliances and promoting collective security in the face of shared challenges. A stronger, more self-reliant Philippines is emerging, one that is ready to contribute to regional peace, stability, and prosperity, while standing firm in defense of its own interests. This modernization is not just about new weapons or technology. It's about national pride, unity, and the fundamental right to defend the nation's territory and people. The Philippines is sending a clear message to the world. It stands ready to safeguard its future, protect its sovereignty, and play a vital role in shaping the security and stability of the Indo-Pacific region. At the heart of modernization is the acquisition of advanced military hardware. The Philippine Air Force now fields FA-50PH Fighting Eagles, restoring supersonic capability and bolstering air defense. Plans are underway to acquire even more advanced multi-role fighters. The Navy has commissioned 2 modern missile frigates and is expanding its fleet with new patrol vessels and landing docks. Submarine acquisition is on the horizon, promising a game-changing deterrent. On land, the Philippines is investing in BrahMos cruise missiles, coastal radars, and drones for enhanced maritime awareness. The Army is upgrading with light tanks, self-propelled howitzers, and modern armored vehicles. These upgrades create a balanced force, ready for both internal and external threats. The goal: a military prepared for any contingency, able to defend sovereignty and support regional security. Modernization extends beyond weapons to the infrastructure that supports them. Airfields and naval bases are being upgraded, especially in strategic locations, to accommodate new aircraft and warships. Enhanced facilities allow for greater operational flexibility and sustained presence in key maritime areas. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement with the U.S. is funding new barracks, warehouses, and improved runways. These upgrades boost interoperability with U.S. forces and strengthen the alliance. A network of resilient bases across the country makes the AFP harder to target and more capable in a crisis. Dispersed assets and improved logistics ensure the military can operate and respond effectively. Infrastructure improvements are the backbone of a modern, effective Philippine military. The AFP is repositioning its forces to meet new external threats. Troops and resources are shifting from the south to the north and west, closer to Taiwan and the South China Sea. Luzon and Palawan are seeing increased military presence with upgraded bases and more frequent patrols. This redeployment enhances the ability to monitor critical waterways and respond to regional contingencies. The AFP is balancing internal security with a forward-leaning external defense posture. This strategic shift signals Manila's determination to defend its maritime rights and territorial integrity. The transformation is visible. The Philippines is now serious about protecting its borders and contributing to regional stability. The revitalized U.S.-Philippines alliance stands at the heart of the country's new defense posture, reflecting a renewed commitment to shared security and mutual interests in the region. This partnership is not just symbolic, it is being translated into concrete action on the ground and at sea. Joint exercises like Balikatan have expanded dramatically in both scale and complexity, now involving thousands of troops and advanced military assets. These drills focus on maritime security, territorial defense, and the ability to respond rapidly to emerging threats in the Indo-Pacific. Live fire drills, amphibious landings, and air combat training are now routine, preparing both forces for real-world contingencies and sharpening their operational readiness for any scenario. Allied nations such as Australia and Japan are increasingly joining these exercises, further strengthening regional cooperation and building a network of capable partners committed to peace and stability. Specialized training and constant interaction foster trust, understanding, and seamless interoperability, ensuring that allied forces can operate as a unified team in times of crisis. These exercises are more than just drills. They serve as a powerful strategic signal of unity, resolve, and deterrence to any potential adversary in the region. The alliance has evolved into a true partnership, with the Philippines now contributing meaningful capabilities, advanced technology, and leadership in joint operations. This visible cooperation, including regular naval patrols and joint shows of force, deters aggression and reassures regional partners of the alliance's commitment to collective security. The transformation of joint activities highlights the Philippines' emergence as a confident, capable ally, increasingly taking on leadership roles within the alliance. Together, the U.S. and the Philippines are building a resilient, operationally relevant alliance for the Indo-Pacific, one that is prepared to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. The AFP is now a modern, outward-looking force, equipped and trained for 21st-century challenges. Morale and professionalism are rising as the military gains new capabilities and confidence. The Philippines can now contribute significantly to joint operations with allies, creating a more balanced partnership. The Navy, Air Force, and Army are all better prepared for conventional and regional missions. The AFP is also more effective in combating piracy, illegal fishing, and maritime terrorism. A stronger military allows the Philippines to participate in regional security and humanitarian operations. This transformation is about self-reliance and national pride, no longer a junior partner, but a resilient, credible force. The Philippines stands ready to defend its sovereignty and support peace in Southeast Asia. The revitalization of Subic Bay stands as a powerful symbol of the Philippines' strategic resurgence in the Indo-Pacific. Once a quiet port, Subic is now at the heart of a renewed focus on regional security and cooperation. Once the largest U.S. overseas base, Subic has transformed into a vital logistical hub for Allied warships operating in the South China Sea. Its legacy as a center of naval power continues, but with a new, modern purpose. Subic's strategic location allows for the rapid deployment of both Philippine and Allied vessels to contested waters, ensuring a swift response to emerging threats and maintaining a visible presence in key maritime corridors. The bay's world-class facilities support not only repairs and resupply, but also enable an extended and sustainable naval presence. This infrastructure is crucial for long-term operations and readiness. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement has made Subic indispensable for both Manila and Washington, deepening military ties and fostering joint planning and training. U.S. and Allied ships now regularly use the port, conducting joint exercises and strengthening operational reach. This increased activity enhances regional deterrence and demonstrates a united front. The commercial shipyard services U.S. military vessels, bringing not only economic benefits but also valuable technical expertise and job opportunities to the Philippines, supporting local communities. The reopening of Subic sends a powerful message to the world. The U.S.-Philippines alliance is not only operational, but robust and forward-looking, ready to meet new challenges together. The sight of Allied warships in Subic Bay is a potent symbol of renewed partnership, strategic depth, and a shared commitment to peace and stability in the region. Today, Subic stands as a linchpin in the region's security architecture, an essential base ready to support the collective defense and security of the Indo-Pacific for years to come. The modernization of the Philippine military and its deepening alliance with the U.S. are reshaping Southeast Asia's security landscape. The Philippines is now an active player, defending its rights and upholding regional stability. Its growing capabilities strengthen a network of like-minded nations, creating collective deterrence. Partnerships with Japan, Australia, and South Korea are expanding, reinforcing a multipolar regional order. The U.S.-Philippines alliance is more credible and operationally relevant than ever. Access to strategic locations and joint exercises give the alliance real deterrent power. The Philippines is reclaiming its role as a key maritime power and steadfast ally. Today, it stands as a confident, reliable partner, ready to secure its future and contribute to a Something big is happening in the Philippines. The air is thick with anticipation, and the world is watching closely as a new chapter unfolds in this island nation's history. American forces are returning to Subic Bay, a place with deep historical ties to the U.S.-Philippines alliance. Their arrival marks not just a military maneuver, but a significant moment in the evolving relationship between these two nations. For decades, Subic Bay was a major U.S. naval base, a symbol of partnership, cooperation, and shared security interests. It was a bustling hub, supporting thousands of jobs and serving as a strategic outpost in the Pacific. In 1992, the U.S. left. The departure marked the end of an era, leaving behind uncertainty and a sense of loss for many Filipinos who had come to rely on the base for their livelihoods. Now, on December 12, 2025, they're back. This return is not just a repeat of the past, but a response to a rapidly changing world and new challenges facing the region. This return isn't just about military hardware, it's about collaboration, training, humanitarian missions, and disaster response. The U.S. presence brings resources and expertise that can help the Philippines face both natural and man-made threats. It's a message. The U.S.-Philippines bond is stronger than ever. Both nations are signaling to the world that their alliance is built on trust, mutual respect, and a shared vision for the future. Why now? The Indo-Pacific is a global hotspot, with busy shipping lanes and rising tensions, especially in the South China Sea. This region is vital for global trade, and any instability here could have ripple effects across the world. The Philippines has faced challenges there: blocked fishermen, disputed territory, and growing pressure from larger neighbors. Filipino livelihoods and national sovereignty are at stake, making international support more crucial than ever. The U.S. return is a direct response to these threats, aiming to ensure stability and peace. By working together, the two countries hope to deter aggression and keep vital sea lanes open for all. This decision followed months of talks between Washington and Manila. Behind closed doors, diplomats and military leaders weighed the risks and rewards, ultimately agreeing that unity was the best path forward. The Philippines wanted a reliable partner, the US wanted to support an old friend. Both sides recognized that their futures are intertwined, and that cooperation is key to facing shared challenges. Together, they're working to keep the region free and secure. Joint patrols, intelligence sharing, and coordinated training exercises are all part of a broader strategy to maintain peace and stability. For Filipinos, the return brings hope and opportunity, jobs, economic growth, and a sense of safety. Local businesses are thriving, and new investments are flowing into the region, promising a brighter future for many. Some remember the past with concern, recalling old tensions and social changes, but many see this as a positive step, a chance to strengthen the nation and build a better tomorrow. The alliance is about more than military might. It's about shared values, democracy, freedom, and a renewed friendship for a new era. As the US and the Philippines move forward together, they're not just defending territory, they're building a partnership rooted in hope, resilience, and a commitment to a peaceful, prosperous future for all. Asia's rapid economic growth has transformed the region into a global powerhouse, but with this remarkable progress come new and complex challenges. Cities are expanding, populations are booming, and the stakes for regional stability have never been higher. The balance of power is shifting rapidly as nations invest heavily in modernizing their militaries. Armies are growing, new technologies are being deployed, and military exercises are becoming more frequent and sophisticated. At the heart of these tensions lies the South China Sea, a vital artery for global trade where trillions of dollars worth of goods pass through each year. This crucial waterway has become a flashpoint for competing interests and rising uncertainty. China's assertive actions, constructing artificial islands, expanding military outposts, and laying claim to vast stretches of ocean, have alarmed its neighbors. Incidents of harassment and confrontations at sea are becoming more common, raising the risk of miscalculation. Countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia now feel their sovereignty and security are under direct threat. Their leaders are voicing growing concerns, and their navies are stepping up patrols to defend their territorial waters. The arms race isn't limited to the sea, it's expanding into the skies, with advanced fighter jets and surveillance drones, and even into cyberspace, where nations compete for digital dominance and information security. In this tense environment, diplomacy is more crucial than ever. Leaders are meeting at summits, seeking dialogue and cooperation, but the risk of escalation remains real and ever-present. That's why countries are forging new partnerships and strengthening old alliances, hoping that unity and collaboration can deter aggression and maintain peace. The Philippines, positioned at the crossroads of these disputes, feels the pressure more than most. Its people and leaders are acutely aware of the challenges and the need for vigilance. Deepening its alliance with the United States is a strategic move for the Philippines, providing both reassurance and a stronger footing as it navigates this complex and unpredictable landscape. Ultimately, the goal for all nations in the region is not conflict, but the prevention of it, to create a stable balance of power, ensure prosperity, and allow every nation to thrive in lasting peace. In uncertain times, countries turn to old friends. The US-Philippines relationship spans over a century, built on trust and shared experience. Now, facing new challenges, this friendship is being renewed and strengthened. Across the Indo-Pacific, the US is reconnecting with allies like Japan, South Korea, and Australia. Joint exercises, intelligence sharing, and coordinated policies create a web of collective security. This isn't just about defense, it's about disaster relief, humanitarian aid, and building goodwill. No country can solve today's problems alone. The US-Philippines alliance is evolving, more dynamic, flexible, and ready for tomorrow's challenges. This renewed bond strengthens not just two nations, but the entire region. The US-Philippines alliance has evolved over the decades, transforming from a post-war security arrangement into a true partnership of equals. Today, both nations stand side by side, not just as allies, but as friends who share common values and aspirations for peace and stability in the region. The Philippines is a sovereign nation with its own unique interests and priorities, and the United States recognizes and respects that independence. This mutual respect forms the foundation of their modern relationship, allowing both countries to pursue their national goals while working together for the greater good. Major decisions, such as the return to Subic Bay and the expansion of joint military activities, are made through close consultation and consensus. These choices are designed to serve the interests of both nations, ensuring that cooperation is always balanced and mutually beneficial. The Philippine military is undergoing significant modernization, with the United States providing vital support in the form of advanced training, state-of-the-art equipment, and strategic guidance. This partnership helps the Philippines build a more capable and responsive defense force. The ultimate goal is to establish a credible defense posture, empowering the Philippines to better safeguard its territory, protect its people, and contribute to regional security. Enhanced capabilities mean greater confidence in facing evolving security challenges. By training and operating together, the alliance becomes stronger, more resilient, and better prepared for any crisis. This ongoing collaboration ensures the partnership remains robust and sustainable for years to come. Beyond defense, the U.S.-Philippines partnership extends into vital areas like trade, technology, and education. Both countries are committed to fostering economic growth, sharing technological innovations, and providing opportunities for students and professionals to learn from each other. Collaboration also thrives in research, public health, and economic development. Joint projects in science and medicine, as well as coordinated responses to health crises, demonstrate the alliance's commitment to improving lives and building a brighter future. The modern U.S.-Philippines alliance is broad-based and dynamic, built on mutual respect, shared democratic values, and a common vision for prosperity and security. Together, both nations are shaping a future defined by cooperation, opportunity, and lasting friendship. The renewed U.S.-Philippines alliance sends a message of unity and resolve. It stands for rules, peaceful dispute resolution, and freedom of navigation. The goal isn't to provoke conflict, but to deter it. For smaller Southeast Asian nations, this partnership is reassuring. It shows they're not alone and encourages them to defend their rights. The alliance is also about shared democratic values, freedom, human rights, and the rule of law. In a world where authoritarianism is rising, this partnership is a beacon. It's hope for a future governed by law, not force, a future where peace and cooperation prevail. Subic Bay is more than a harbor. It's a symbol of history and renewal. Once a massive U.S. naval base, it became a thriving free port after 1992. Now, with U.S. forces returning, Subic Bay is again a strategic hub. The renewed presence brings economic benefits, jobs, business for local shops, and revitalized infrastructure. Filipino and American engineers are upgrading facilities together, deepening cooperation. Subic Bay's natural advantages, deep waters, modern airfields, and repair yards, make it ideal for joint operations. Its revival is a vivid sign of the alliance in action, ready to respond to crises and maintain peace in the Indo-Pacific. The U.S.-Philippines alliance acts as a shield for regional peace. Subic Bay's strategic location near the South China Sea allows both nations to monitor vital shipping lanes and deter aggression. The Mutual Defense Treaty guarantees that an attack on Philippine forces in the South China Sea will trigger U.S. support. This ironclad commitment deters potential aggressors and upholds the principle of peace through strength. The alliance benefits all of Southeast Asia, ensuring open seas and supporting international law. It provides a security backbone, allowing nations to focus on development, knowing a powerful partnership is working to keep the peace. The return to Subic Bay marks a new era of cooperation and hope. Challenges remain, tensions, risks, and the need for diplomacy. But the stronger alliance creates space for dialogue and stability. The future depends on peaceful coexistence, even with rivals like China. The U.S. and Philippines are building a partnership that tackles security, economic, and global challenges together. These choices, standing for sovereignty, reaffirming alliances, are shaping a new reality. As the sun rises over Subic Bay, it lights the path to a more peaceful, hopeful future for the Pacific and the world.